you know, and something like that. And so she's like, you're gonna, she says, okay, fine. And he's like,
You know what? You gotta start it all over. I figured out it wasn't recording. I'm sorry. I'm gonna reintroduce this. This is my bad. I got you to calm down a little bit. We're traveling right now on the freeway next to a truck, which means that she's a wee bit preoccupied right now. Not preoccupied, but she's on. Yes, the lightning twin. Okay.
are you on?
To bring you up to speed, I believe I am. To bring you up to speed, let me see. Stop recording. That one's on, and this one's acted the same way. So I've got a screen
Why
recording
don't you
as
just
well.
put a voice recording?
Because if it's voice recording, it won't overlap onto the other one.
No.
Unless I do this. Good call. Unless I do this. Unless I go into iMovie. Go. Apps. Okay. Basically what she did is she walked into to get her meds, the ones that work for her the best, into a marijuana dispensary where an employee had let her in, because of the security factor in there. And while she was there, was another person in there, also doing the same thing, getting their supply of medication. And while they were in there, this guy, all of a sudden, went, well, you know what? I'm going to botch this. Here, she gets to tell a story, but you can't see the screen.
Is it on?
It's on. But I'm
Okay.
opening up a new one. Go ahead.
This is what happened. I went in there, and this woman behind the counter. She's
Describe her. Describe her good.
she was an attractive lady, and maybe she had kids that worked there.
Hair.
Apparently, her hair was like dark brown, and
Was it parted in the middle or the side, or did she have a
she
good
had
haircut?
long hair.
Okay, and what color
She
was
had
it?
long hair. I said it was dark brown.
Like
And
chestnut?
it was wavy, and she appeared to be, she would have been part Asian, maybe a little Hispanic.
Okay.
And she was a slight woman. She wasn't as tall as me anyway. She was maybe about 5'5", I think.
About 5'5"?
5'4",
What do you estimate her weight to be?
maybe 110 pounds, maybe.
Okay.
And nice lady. We were chatting, and she was really knowledgeable about the products. And we were chatting, and all was going well. And I asked her about some things, and the guy stuck his face out, and he looked. His eyes were kind of staring, and he looked a little bit intense. And he said it was a good product. What was that? Oh, it's a suitcase backseat.
Oh.
Okay, so anyway, he agreed that it was a good product, the one I was looking at, and he suddenly got real alerted, and then that's when she got me the products and put them in a container, and then closed that shelf, and then she went over to the other shelf where I wanted to see another product, and so she showed me that product, what she had, And the guy that was working, the employee that let me in the front door, buzzed me in because of the high security, because it was a marijuana dispensary. He buzzed me in both doors, 3 doors actually. You have to be buzzed in to get in. And I went in, and I noticed there wasn't a security guard out front that I saw. And okay, so after the guy tried to get past her, she said, "What are you doing? Why are you going in the back room?" And he had a yellow piece of paper that looked like some kind of receipt that he said he had to photocopy because their photocopy machine wasn't working. And she said, "No, you don't need to go in the back room." And she says, "I don't know you really." She said, because he gave her some problem about not being able to go in the back room. He says, "I've just about had enough." And it's like, it's getting there. And she said, "What?" And so he says, "Well, I think I'm going to quit." And she's like, he says, in fact, he goes, "I quit. I quit." He goes, "I want to get paid. You owe me 3 hours." And she says, "What?" She says, "You're going to quit?" She says, "Good, go." She said, "Leave now." And he said, "I want to get paid." And she's like, "You're just going to walk out on me? You're not getting paid." And he's like, "I'm just going to take these meds right here for my... I'm going to take," he said, I think he said these meds. I think he said these meds or for my meds. I need my... Oh, yeah. Then he said, "I need my meds." And so he was reaching his arm in to take these bottles, these little bottles. I don't really know what was in the bottles because I didn't look at that product. But I suppose it was some tincture. Is what it looked like, some type of tinctures. So he was reaching his arm in as if to like he was going to reach and scoop. He wasn't like putting 2 fingers out like he was going to pluck one.
Don't look at me.
And he was reaching his arm in like he was going to scoop it, and she ran in front of him and shut the door.
So she made an aggressive move.
And locking everything.
Just jammed right in front of him.
Yeah.
When she did that, did she push him away?
I didn't see anything like that.
Were you in the room when she went in front of him to lock the door?
I was watching it. I saw it because she stopped from working on me.
Okay. So he was heading into the door. That was into his back room, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now.
That's where they keep the...
Okay, now was that door connected directly to the room that you were in? Or was that like down a hallway or in the back? Did you have to do anything else?
No, it's just one room. And then one guy's in this little front room.
Yeah.
That has beads keeping him from the dispensary. And because it's one building. I don't know what's in the back room, but I assume that I've heard before from going there that was where they keep their products, So the guy was going in the back room. Products were kept, and no one was watching him, and she didn't know him. She said that her kids hired him. What she said, she says, "My kids hired him," because she yelled it to me and the other guy that was there. She said, I don't even know who he is." So they're looking at us, talking to us as if we're like some kind of judge on them because they're trying to explain their behavior. And she's like, you're costing me customers right now. This is just totally not right to behave this way in front of you. So apparently the kids hired him. She fired the kids. He said she fired her kids today. And she says, hey, the kids, mom and dad were out of town, and the kids were, watching the store. She looked a bit miffed. And I was thinking, well, those things happen, It can happen. Kids can try to take advantage. I don't know what happened. I'm not the judge. I don't know anything about it. Just wanted to get my meds. And so the guy walks, he walks past her. And she's like, she was telling him to, after he said he was going to quit, she says, good, go, good. And he was like, standing there, I'm just going to go take some meds. This was my payment. And he was looking towards the shelf that had all the, super expensive. I mean, some of this stuff is $400 for an ounce, It's expensive stuff. He was just going to go and help himself to stuff.
So you figured he was going to overtake it?
I think he was going to try to overtake me, yeah. Because he looked like...
Watch him, he's going all over the road. See that black car? Black car up left? See that? He just put his brake lights on?
Yeah.
He's all over the world, squirrely.
I'm going pretty slow, dude.
I know, but if they pile up over there,
I know.
you have to realize that you're going to have to go somewhere.
Okay, I'm good.
I know.
Get back to this.
She's very good.
Anyways, where was I? So it looked like the guy was gonna try to go and take it again, and we were trying to, and then me and the other guy, the other customer, were saying, dude, why? And he even went and got in his face. He goes, why don't you leave? He's like, this is her place. He's like, why don't you take it outside? Deal with this later. You need to just go tell your story to the cops. He said, dude, call the cops. This is not the way to do it. And, and he was on the ground. At that point, that was when they were wrestling on the ground.
So actually physically rolling around on the ground. Like he went on top of her.
They weren't really, it was kind of, they were side to side. They never really were, one wasn't really on top of her, but the guy was looking up in the air, and she kind of had a hold.
Was there kicking going on? And
I don't know, but they rolled to the ground. He was resisting, and she was trying to push him out, pull him.
Okay, so she...
To throw him out. She was trying to throw him out of her place, is what she was doing.
Okay.
And this is after he looked at the case with all the buds of the marijuana, and he looked at it as if he wanted that. And he said, I'm just going to take my meds. And that's what he said. And he looked at the shelf that contained it. And she said, oh, no, you're not. And that's when the altercation started. That's when they started to roll around on the ground. She pushed him out of there. She physically went and pushed him. She said, you don't know who you're messing with. You think you can get away with it. And she went and grabbed him, and she threw him out of there. It was a little tiny area to get out, and she pushed him out of that, right?
Yeah.
And
she was the aggressor as far as physical aggressor.
She was trying to, she was, because she was trying to get him out. But, if that was a man in a man's place, and normally they have security guards there. And I couldn't believe this guy was trying that kind of thing.
And at one point, yes, that is horrible. But what I want to know precisely and exactly was who started it and how did it start and what happened during it.
It started because he tried to go in the back room.
Okay, so he tried to make his way into a how do I say that?
Restricted area.
A restricted area. I like the word, a restricted area.
Because she said, you don't go back there. That's for me. And so I knew that was a restricted area because that's what she said. She said, you don't go back there. And she said, just, she was saying, that's for the owner to do. You don't go back there. It was like that.
Right.
And it was understood. And he was just like,
He was breaching a restricted area.
he was trying, he
In
tried
your presence.
to reach in my presence.
Okay.
I
And
saw
he
him
was
do
that
it.
bold.
He was reaching for the curtain. She went, oh, no, you don't. She's like, no, that's, where are you going? She's like, I don't know you. And he was just trying to do this stuff in front of her, and because he thought he could get away with it.
So was he like temporary help?
He was hired by the daughter and the son-in-law or son or something. And she didn't know him. She said they were hired by them. I don't know him. I don't know who she was talking to, whether there was a security guard. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. I don't know them. But that's just what happened when I came in. It seemed as though he was trying to breach an area that he shouldn't be going into. And she said, hey, you don't have any business going in that area. And, you can understand that if that's your business. This guy is an employee and he's going in there trying to breach the secured area that has her stuff, her products in there. And she had no security guard there to watch the valuable products, right?
Yeah.
So she said, no, you can't do that. And then he tried to overtake her with physical. Because he put his chest up and, no, I'm not doing that, I'm staying. Oh yeah, they can go. And he smiled because, he said that to the other dude. I'm jumping all over with the story.
No, you're doing good. I'm gonna reserve battery power though, but it's gonna last. So what happened? This is good. These are details, okay?
Yeah. So he told us both, me and the other guy, and he's like, we're locked up because the one guy really wanted to get out. He was kind of panicking a bit, and
Okay. So he got out.
he got out, and he's like, I got to get buzzed out.
Watch these guys.
And so the
He
other
bailed.
guy goes and gets the buzzer and buzzes him out, right?
Right. His wife comes running back in. Right, and yells at the girl. Or yells at the guy. Right.
Yeah.
With a cell
She
phone.
called the
And
cops.
she called the cops, and she came back in and yelled, said, "Don't you hurt that girl." Okay, right?
Yeah. She
Okay,
said,
now.
we're watching you. You're
Now.
not going to get away with it.
Now, at that point, all right, she tried to push him out of the area, right? That was after they wrestled.
After they wrestled,
That's when she ran in.
I even said to the guy, I said, the cops are going to be here in a minute. Why don't you just wait and tell your story to them? I go, why are you going to fight?
You wrestled. Listen, the wrestling. I need to know something.
On the wrestling.
Okay, the wrestling point. At the point where they wrestled, okay, she was trying to push him out. So she pushed him, right?
Yeah,
First. She laid her hands on him first, right?
I believe so, yes. She was trying to get him.
Okay, that's what you
She
said
pushed
earlier.
him. Huh?
Okay, that's what you said earlier.
Yeah, she pushed him.
Okay,
Yes.
now at that point when she pushed him, did she knock him to the floor?
No.
How did he end up on the floor?
When she first pushed him,
All right, go on.
there was lots of, she was
Scuffling?
trying to bodily remove him from her business.
Okay, she was being a bouncer.
Because he was not leaving. He insinuated he was going to take the product. I heard this. He insinuated he was going to take the product in lieu of payment.
Right, at that
He
point,
was going to determine how much he took because he was going to grab it. That
Okay, now he
means
had a
he's
baseball
going
bat.
to steal the product. Not yet. When he first went for the product, he said he made the determination that he was going to choose how much product, how much she owed him, and he was going to take an armful of product.
okay, So
And
you
then
got
he said he needed his meds and he wanted the other stuff, so he wanted her to pay him in meds. What it was going to take and how much, I don't know.
okay. So, but you assumed. Okay, you gotta think about driving. But let me recap. You assumed that he was going to take way more than his share.
It looked like it because if someone's going to take like a tincture bottle that are usually like what, an ounce or 2 ounces or something like that, they're small, and they're you would like use your fingertips and you would pinch for it to select it because you don't need an arm. This guy was reaching like he was gonna like scoop, you know, like because he put his whole arm forward like towards the open
Okay, and a scooping motion.
tincture
Okay.
thing. Now they have these little locks on them, but it was open.
Okay.
And,
So what she did is she ran in before him.
And she ran in and shut it and locked it.
And during that process, did she knock him out of the way?
I didn't notice it then.
She just slid by him.
She just jammed herself in front. He may have bumped into her a little bit.
He bumped into her.
Yeah.
But she was already moving, so he was already in motion. She was in motion. And
Yeah, she like probably pushed him out
but
of
one
the
of
way.
them, okay, pushed him out of the way because one of them would have had to deviate for
Or
someone to bump.
I didn't really see it from the angle I was in there,
Okay.
but she could have pushed his arm out of the way from reaching in.
Okay, and
I'm
seeing.
not sure, but
All right.
he stopped.
All right.
And I didn't notice that, you know, I know she lunged forward to protect the product. She went to lock it. She went
She
lock,
did,
shut,
right?
and lock it, yeah.
Okay.
Because it had the key in it. I think she said later she was really tired. And she was, you know, I guess if you're really tired, you got all that, and you don't have any security guard. Yeah. I didn't see one anyway. No one came to help. Except for the customer and I, we were like, what?
So you're in there alone with him, her, and her.
Yeah, there was the
Him and her.
employee
Him and her.
who was about maybe 21.
Okay.
You know, he's a young guy. Young, strong guy.
All right. 21. How high?
He was like,
what's the
he was at least, he could have been 5'11", 6 feet, 5'10" to 6 feet. He was
5'10".
about my height.
By your height. So about what you. Hey, what's the?
Yeah. So he was about my height.
Okay.
I remember looking at him, and he looked like he was a firm,
He could have been wearing shoes to make him
muscular dude. He
muscular
looked
dude.
like
So
he was
he weighed probably how much?
probably 165.
Okay.
You know, and she looked like she weighed about
Brown hair?
10. He had brown hair.
Haircut?
He had a hat on.
Okay.
His hair
Nose.
was straight though.
What about
I
his
noticed
nose?
the hair was straight, kind of fringy around
Nose-
his eyes.
Nose, eyes, and ears.
Above his shoulders. His nose, he had a strong aquiline nose. And he was
Very straight?
Caucasian.
Okay.
And he
Caucasoid.
had brown eyes, I believe.
Get away from the trucks.
Kind of starry-eyed.
There's that
He
sign.
looked like he was elevated on something.
This is where the air comes.
I don't know whether it was just
Oh, that's right.
because he was upset, or what, as to why he would look elevated.
You mentioned speed when you said he was fucking whacked out of the street.
I thought he looked like someone who was on speed.
Okay.
The energy
No.
on him, just
No.
you know.
What happened next?
Okay, what happened next was she went to push him out
Yep.
of her store.
Yep.
And he's resisting and pulling away and trying to, do that. And I didn't see.
So there's a physical alteration.
Yeah,
She's lunging at him.
became
She's
physical. And
using
trying to,
force on him.
Yeah, she's trying to get him out.
Anyway. Okay.
Yeah, so I think she
What
was
happens
grabbing
next?
his shirt, whatever.
Okay.
So she was trying to pull him, and he's resisting. So they both end up falling on the ground. I didn't see exactly how it happened. Like, it just happened really quick.
It didn't seem like the ground was the end place for them to be. I mean, because they stopped and got up, right? Away? Or did they stay there?
Okay, they got through, they were in the middle of
Watch
the
that.
room, and they had
It's a lot
gotten
of.
okay. They had gotten through. There's 2 cases, and there was a small space between the 2 cases for them to get through. So she had to use a lot of force to push him out of that little space.
Okay.
And so at that point, they tripped because he didn't want to go, and she was in motion. So she fell to the ground, and I don't know whether she grabbed him or whether he was pushed her. And anyway, they were wrestling on the ground, and she was like gonna go for it and start going wild because they were fighting. I don't know exactly no one punched either one that I saw in the face or anything. There was no
Punching, no eye gouging, knees to nuts.
No, but it was
No
a
stabbing
thing. It
actions?
seemed like she was. I got that